What's up with it? You watching the Baby Mama TV. And yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel Drillers 24/7. And the title is The Night T.I.'s Friend Was Killed in Deadly Cincinnati Highway Shootout. Yeah, man. I remember something about T.I. homie getting took out. I remember they was saying T.I. took the stand about this situation too, man. And with him taking the stand, I think that's one of the situations that kind of like start messing up his name a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I think people were saying like he was a snitch from this situation too, man, for real though. So yeah, I think this situation was like the beginning of people saying T.I. was a rat or something. So yeah, man, T.I. got a few situations where people think he ratted. I think with this situation from him taking the stand, people was looking at him weird, and then that gun situation like disappeared. So yeah, I think this started the T.I. whispers, man, you know what I'm saying? He took the stand, man, he was talking. I think it was footage and everything, man. It did kind of look a little bad, man. So yeah, if you go by the rules of the streets, man, you know you don't supposed to take that stand, man, for real. This situation was a while ago though, so I don't remember all the details and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe this video gonna refresh our memories or something. Yeah, I haven't checked out the video, don't completely know what they talking about, but let's check it out and see what they talking about.
Basically, I ain't really had no guidance, no father figures, no real role models. You know, really what I had was my mama, who was still, you know, in and out the streets, doing her thing. My grandmama, who had already raised six kids, about 6, 7 kids, and wasn't really, you know, shoot, like her and my granddaddy, they weren't trying to raise their kids, although they did it, you know, at some point or another. You know, but they had an attitude about it, and it came to me. Not my granddad as much, my grandma. My grandma was on some, man, keep your own kid type shit. You know what I'm saying? But she loved me and took care of me just as well. But you know, and at that point, man, I really was like on some get like either if I don't get it for myself, since my uncle gone and my pop in New York and my mama doing her thing and my grandparents don't want to be bothered with me, if I don't get it, ain't nobody gonna get it to me.
It started as a celebration.
I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. He said his dad now wasn't there, so he basically was raised by females then, you know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna lie, sometimes dudes that got raised by females and shit, the females get on the phone while they in jail, you better tell them what happened. And a lot of the times them niggas fold and really do tell what happened, man. So yeah, I don't know, maybe grandmama and mama them told them to take that stand, man, for real.
A night of music, energy, and flashing lights. But before the sun would rise, the streets would be painted with blood. A life would be lost, and the echoes of gunfire would follow one man for the rest of his days.
Man.
The crowd at Club Ritz was alive, buzzing with the afterglow of the night show. T.I. had just performed, and the energy was electric. But what should have been a victory lap was about to spiral into something far more dangerous. A handful of bills fluttered through the air, tossed from the stage. A simple gesture meant to excite, to celebrate. But sometimes, even the smallest act can light a fuse. We got money, why you throwing money at us? The voices in the crowd grew heated. Words turned to shoves. A scuffle erupted, fast and wild. Fists swinging, bodies colliding. Security moved in, trying to smother the fire before it spread. But the embers were already burning. T.I. and his team moved fast. They had been in this business long enough to know when trouble was brewing. The van was packed, engines revving, tires peeling out of the parking lot. But danger wasn't behind them. It was following close, lurking in the darkness of the night. Unknown to them, a group had already made their decision. The fight wasn't over. It was just moving to a different battlefield. The hum of the road should have been a comfort, the city lights fading behind them. But as they sped down Interstate 75, something wasn't right. Shadows flickered in the mirrors, headlights too close, too aggressive. Then gunfire, glass exploded, screams. The van swerved violently, tires screeching against pavement. The bullets came fast, relentless, tearing through metal, flesh, and bone. Panic spread like wildfire. get down. But for one man, it was too late.
Early this morning, one person is dead.
Yeah, it continues to be our big story this morning. Rapper T.I. performed at Bogart's earlier in the night. After the show, he partied at Club Ritz on Seymour, and that's where police say all the trouble started. 4 people, 3 members of T.I.'s entourage, and a woman were shot on Paddock Road. And we're hearing that one of those men has died.
Man.
No word on if any arrests have been made. Involved in that, our Dan Carroll joins us live from where investigators remain on scene. Dan, what can you tell us about the investigation?
Well, Rob, I can tell you that I-75 is still shut down completely from just south of the Ronald Reagan Highway all the way down to I-74, and this is where the shooting started this morning. We are just south of Paddock on I-75, and over my shoulder is one of the vans that was involved in that incident this morning. Now, here's the way police break it down for us. They tell us that the rap artist T.I. was playing at Bogart's. After the show, T.I. and the entourage comes up to this club in Roselawn, the Ritz nightclub on Seymour Avenue. Sometime during their stay at the Ritz nightclub, there is some sort of altercation. Exactly what happened there, still, they haven't got all that sorted out yet. But what happened there carried out here onto the street on I-75, and this is where the shooting started, 75 just south of Paddock. Now, police describe this as a running gun battle that continued all the way down to 75. There is another van that is on I-75 near Mitchell. That is a white van that was also involved in this shooting. 3 members of the T.I. entourage were wounded in this exchange of gunfire. 2 of them, we are told, have life-threatening injuries. Another woman who was may have been with this other group that got on the altercation with T.I. and T.I.'s crew was also wounded in this. But that's why the homicide investigators are out here, because they say possibly there could be fatalities as a result of this. As we speak right now, we do not know that has happened. So in any case, 75 remains shut down. Homicide investigators are on the scene, really going over. We've been watching this van behind us now for the last several hours, going over that thing with a fine-tooth comb, trying to get whatever evidence.
3 miles of highway locked down.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. That's a fool how this situation started, though. You know what I mean? They was mad because he was throwing money in the club or wherever he was at. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, we got money too. Shit, well, let the people that ain't got money like that come up to the front and grab the money or something. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel so damn offensive at a show like that, man. That's crazy, man. But yeah, I know how niggas is, though, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. Some niggas probably took that as disrespectful, but shit, it's the show, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, let the motherfuckers that ain't got too much come and grab the money or something then. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody in that motherfucker wasn't getting money. You know what I mean? For them to take it that far, man, that's crazy.
Blood staining the asphalt. 2 vans riddled with bullet holes. And in the chaos, only one man lay still. Philip Johnson, 26 years old, a friend, a brother, a son, gone in an instant. For hours, the road was a crime scene, police searching for answers. But the real question echoed in the minds of everyone who knew what had really happened. Was the bullet meant for him, or was it meant for T.I.? 2 years later, the courtroom was silent as the verdict was read. The man responsible, Hosea Thomas, found guilty. A sentence of 66 years to life. Justice in the eyes of the law. But justice doesn't bring back the dead. T.I. sat in that courtroom, knowing that night could have ended differently. Knowing that, in another life, it could have been him laying on that highway. And as the gavel struck, the echoes of that night remained. The flashing lights, the screams, the gunfire. A night that started in celebration and ended in tragedy. T.I. would face backlash about testifying on the stand and was accused of breaking the street code. So he would find himself being questioned about it a lot.
State's Exhibit 34K.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize who that is?
Yeah, that's Phil. Oh, that's his body.
And 34A.
Yeah, that's the entry wound.
And that's a picture of Falant with the bullet hole in his head.
Yes, it is.
And that's the bullet hole that you described to the jury as being in his temple on the left side.
Yeah.
How did Falant's family find out about his death?
I told him. I called his mom first, then I told his cousin. I told his little girl.
How old was his little girl?
His daughter was 4 years old at the time. Five years old at the time.
And how did you tell his daughter that her father was dead?
He's in a better place and he won't be coming back. And I told him how much he loved her.
And how did you tell his mom that her son was gone?
Well, first I apologized. I apologized because, you know, I felt that, you know, all of those rounds were fired for me, you know, in my opinion. So I apologized to her at first, and then I told her what happened to the best of my knowledge, and I told, you know, I didn't get to really say much.
So much.
Man, yeah, this is one of the situations, the reason why people be calling T.I. like a snitch, man, for real, though. That gun case, too, man, people see that suspicious, too, man, for real, though. This is really, like, the situation that really started the, snitch allegations for T.I. right here. And, man, he definitely was on the stand and cooperating, so, man. So, yeah, he definitely went against the rules of the streets. And like I was saying, man, shit, he was raised by his grandmama and mama and shit. So, yeah, man, shit, they probably told his ass to take that stand and shit, you know what I'm saying? And shit, looked like he did it, man. Yeah, man, this is definitely one of the reasons why they be calling T.I. a snitch, man.
To the point that he felt he needed to clear the air and address it live on the radio.
Guys, get his docket sheet, please.
And let me check with the technicality. Cause usually when I say this, I put this kind of truth out there, then they try and come sideways with the technicality, which is dry snitching, which means when you go up and you are not involved in a case, but you were a witness and you have the opportunity to point the finger at somebody. When it was involved in my partner Field death in Cincinnati,
that's right.
I was subpoenaed to go to court. I was also out on $3 million federal bond and a pre-trial release where I had to walk around with marshals all the time because they wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna run and jump bond. And so when I was subpoenaed, the federal government knew, so I couldn't just not go. That's a violation of my bond restriction. Then I'm gonna lose my $3 million and my freedom. Now I got to go, and plus my partner mama said she wanted me to go, so I went and I sat up there and I told the God's honest truth. I looked at that man right there. I said, hey, look, I can't tell anybody whether or not that man was the man who did any shooting because I saw fire and I returned fire. That's all I saw. Yeah. I don't know if it was him or anybody else. That man in prison right now, not because I said he killed my partner, because who was in the car with him said he killed my partner.
So are you saying that even in the case in which your guy was killed,
in a shootout, best friend in
the world was killed, you still wouldn't come out and finger someone for that? It was their own part. That's against the G code to be like, no, that guy killed my partner.
Because we were shooting too. They shot at us and we shot back.
Some nights change everything.
Man.
Some moments leave scars deeper than flesh, and some questions never get answers. Was it fate, a mistake, or was it something darker? One thing is certain. On that night, death had followed close, and when it came, it did not miss his mark. All right, y'all, there y'all have it. That's the story of T.I. getting into that shootout in Cincinnati.
Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. Shout out to Drillers 24/7, man. Good vid, man, for real though. But yeah, man, I ain't know he had all them stipulations on that bond, man. You know what I mean? If he really had to go to that motherfucker, then that is a little different though, man. Than him volunteering his information and shit. You know what I'm saying? He basically was forced in that motherfucker. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. Definitely a twisted situation, man, for real though. But this is definitely why people started calling T.I. a snitch though. So even before the gun case, man, people was definitely calling T.I. a snitch, man. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie, man, sometimes the streets probably don't understand the situation, man. If he had a $3 million bond, man, shit, if he wouldn't have went to court, he would have been violating and then would have got his $3 million took and possibly would have went to jail. So shit, he probably was forced to be in that motherfucker, to be honest with you know what I'm saying? But I forgot the extent of what he was saying though, you know what I mean? Dude gotta go look back and see what he was saying damn near to see if he was saying other people's names, you know what I'm saying? For real though, man. Man, I don't know, man, but yeah, I still think T.I. a little questionable, even if he ain't snitching this situation. That gun case, so damn questionable, man. I don't think clean up T.I. name, man, you know what I'm saying? The Crime Watcher commercial, man, and then one story he talked about he snitched on his cousin or whatever, man. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, T.I. just questionable, man, you know what I'm saying? For real though. But I ain't gonna lie, I learned something new about the situation though. Shit, if he was on bond, yeah, and that 3 mil was on the line, man, I don't know. Shit, I'm pretty sure a lot of niggas would have been going in that motherfucker too, man, to get their 3 mil back. You feel me? For real though, man. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to the Big Mama TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting it. Till next time, alright?